Good afternoon, everybody. It's lunchtime. I'm here. I have my tea, and we're live for the second episode of Tea with Richard. And firstly, I'd just like to thank all 104 of you who tuned in to yesterday's episode. I know the majority of people couldn't make it here live, and I think once again we're going to have an episode where most people watch it in catch up. That's completely fine. And if you are watching it in catch up or offline, please do put comments in the comments box at the bottom of the feed because I can see them and I can refer to them in my next episode. So, without further ado, we are going to move into a few different sections, and we're going to start with things to see and do, because during these times when we're isolating on our own, we sometimes need to be pointed in the right direction as to things to see and do. So to start with, I'm going to mention a couple of things that you can watch online. Start off with the West End musical The Wind in the Willows has put a fully live recording of their show online at willowsmusical.com, and you can see the address on the screen below. You do have to put your name in to sign up, but you can download it and then watch it as many times as you want, and it's probably a nice thing to spend a couple of hours watching. Also, I had a comment last night saying if you want to do something a bit different and maybe learn how to code, then you might want to go and have a look at codeacademy.com. This was a message that was left in the comments last night. And yes, if that's something you want to do, if you're off work and you want to increase your skills, codeacademy.com is a good place to start if you want to learn how to do computer programming. I called the topic things to see.
Just a sec. Who do you want?
Sorry about that. I called the topic things to see, and there is something to see in the skies above us this evening and tomorrow. The International Space Station, with 6 astronauts on board, will be coming over the UK at 7:35 p.m. this evening and 8:24 p.m. tomorrow. It'll look like a bright dot. It'll be fairly low in the southern sky. So if you're at your house, you head into the garden, you look to the south, it'll come from the right-hand side and move across about to the middle, where it'll go into the shadow of the sun. So that when it goes dark, they're having the sunset on the space station. It's quite nice to be able to go and look at, and to remember that as humans, we've actually put people up in space. We have achieved a heck of a lot of the race, and we have scientists right now working on trying to sort this problem out and doing the best they can to counteract it. So hopefully our scientists will come out for us and we might have a cure at some point in the future. So that's my little excerpt of things to see and do. I now like to move into a little bit more of a reflective mood and have our reflection time slot. Last night, a post was put on a group that I follow called Arty Projects. They are a art group in my local area in County Durham who enable people with depression and anxiety to produce artworks. And this is a modified version of a piece of a graphic that's been going around on the internet recently. It was modified by one of the members of the group. And it enables you just to think about things that you can't do and things that you can do. Because when you're suffering from anxiety, when life is hard, and right now life is hard, it's important to think about what you can actually do yourself. Positive attitude, washing your hands for at least 20 seconds, social distancing, and a little bit more about that later, being kind, finding fun things to do at home, enjoying nature, are all things that you can control, that you can help with. And if you focus on these things, you're likely to find everything a lot easier. Try to worry less about the things outside of that circle. And It's also good to think about the things you're doing and enjoy the simple things that we have to do at the moment. For instance, one thing that you might remember from the end of my last video that we're being encouraged to do is wash our hands. Our hands do a heck of a lot for us. You know, we write with them, we use them as part of our language occasionally. And just think while you're washing your hands later on today, just how much work your hands do for you and look after them. Because if you wash your hands, you're helping. I know that sounds a bit of a trite statement. I know you're going to hear it a lot, but washing your hands is a very simple way of helping. So try and find joy in all the little things that you do today. And these little things don't have to be, you know, big. You don't have to go out and, make an effort. You could just sit down, read a book, which I shared yesterday somewhere to find books for free on the internet if you're a member of your local library. I've done a little bit more research on this, and if you live in County Durham, you can now join the library online. They will send you an email with the code that you need to log into the book app, which I mentioned yesterday. So that's fantastic news and means more people will be able to access that reading material. So just be grateful for what you have and focus on all the things that you can do in your life and get joy from them. Now, I asked yesterday for people to send in their craft, their creations, things that they've been up to in the past few days. And I have had a few submissions. So it's time for Your Corner, where I share the creative work of people in our community. I've got 5 things to share with you today. We have some, I've forgotten the word, crochet work that Nicole has done for us that you'll be seeing. I've got also a photograph of the countryside with some newborn lambs and also a post from one of my favourite artists on social media, not somebody on this channel at the moment, but it was a really positive post and I felt it really important to share it. So this is today's Your Corner. So thank you very much to Nicole and Kate for those images. And if you've got something that you've done, if you've been creative, if you've done some cooking that you want to share, if your children are at home away from school and have done some artwork, please do share it. Send it to me. The email will be at the end and we can put it in Your Corner. And Your Corner, I think, is going to be one of the most important parts of this video. And even if you're not here to watch it live, to talk in the comments on the right-hand side, please do share things because they'll be put in the video and then you can watch them on catch-up. I'm just going to mention a couple of things that I mentioned at the end last time now. This is the email address for Tea with Richard, tea@marlin-days.com. It's also in the description of this video. And if you want to send something in to be involved, if you're an artist, you want to send me some music or some paintings or anything, or you'd even want to get involved by doing a little feature for Tea with Richard, just drop me an email and I can get in touch with you. Also, we have a subscribe button here. Now, I had a few questions about this yesterday, and some people thought that this was me trying to get money from it. These videos are not monetized. I receive absolutely nothing for doing them. And this subscribe button, all it means is that you get a little email alert pop up to say when I'm live. And that's all it is. It'll just help you be able to find the page. And also, the more people who actually subscribe to the channel, the more YouTube will actually promote the channel, and the more YouTube will signpost people towards it when I do my live streams. So it really does help the channel. It helps me if you do have the ability to just click the subscribe button at the bottom of the feed, and it doesn't cost you anything, and it'll make this video more accessible for everybody else, because eventually it will have its own link that'll be the same every day rather than you having to use a daily link and so on. So thank you very much for being here once again. Thank you to those people who contributed today. And I'm just going to finish off with one little thing I've seen quite a lot on social media. And if we think back to that little diagram, things that we can control and things that other people can control. And one of those was social distancing. And I have a little bit of a platform here to be able to just say something. You might have been wondering why there's a piece of wood behind me. And this is the answer. I've seen a lot of pictures of people today queuing outside supermarkets. Now, that's fine. We expect to queue. There's a lot of demand. But when you're in the queue, please don't stand next to the person in front of you. This is a 2-metre stick. It is taller than I am. It is longer than a shopping trolley. That's the distance that you really should keep in front of you and behind you when you're in a queue. Yes, this means the queues will look very long, but if you bunch up, you've got more chance of spreading the disease. So if you do know people who are still shopping and are not self-isolating, please remind them just to leave a bit more space in the queues. Now, I'm just going to finish off by saying that we are living in a really odd period of time. It's all a bit weird, and I'm sure that all of you here are feeling that way. One person that I was speaking to yesterday compared it to being in a novel and said, I'd like to be in a different book, please. When we think about what 2020 looked like from the past, we think about space travel, hover cars, and adventures. Unfortunately, this year hasn't quite turned out like that yet. But although it's a bit surreal, we're all here still at the moment. We're a community, and we can work together, keeping everyone happy, fending off isolation by having chats like this, getting involved with your local community. The more of this we do, the better this time will be for us all. So that's it for me for today, for today's 15-minute show. I'll be back tomorrow. And a little request. If you've got some nice spring flowers in your garden, daffodils, crocuses and the like, send a picture of them to my email address. I've got a little feature that I'm going to do in the next couple of days, and I'd like some spring flower pictures. So if you can contribute some spring flower pictures, that'd be fantastic, and we can all enjoy each other's beautiful gardens. So that's it from me. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. And remember, don't forget to wash your hands once you've finished your cup of tea.